And oftentimes when you tell people to think like a God, they say, well, I don't know about that. That sounds a little bit of blasphemy, but I'll help you. It's not. As a Man Thinketh, So Is He is a self-help book by James Adam, published in 1903. It was described by Adam as dealing with the power of thought, and particularly with the use of applications of thought to be happy and bountiful in issues. Proverbs 23:7 said that, for as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And then it goes on to say that he say to you, eat and drink, yet the heart is not with you, but it begrudging the cost. It would be like I go over to someone's house and they say, hey, preacher, you can come and eat with us, but yet every time you grab some chicken, they looking at the cost of it. Or you eat steak and they complaining about, oh God, I hope you don't eat too much. I got to go cook some more. So they worried about the real issue. That's how they really feel in their heart. You know, sometime in life, people will invite you to, they'll offer you something hoping you won't accept.
All right.
It's just a little word that they say, but they really don't mean it. You eat, have some. Yeah, I have some. And they really, I didn't expect that. So you shouldn't say that. Right? Amen. So does a man think, so is he. What are you really thinking? And when I say this, it's not that, well, you came to church. Well, some come because maybe you're forced to come if you're young. And you come begrudgingly and you come complaining and you don't really want to be here. Others come because, well, they're not here very long. I can go there and get it over with. That's what's in your heart. Others may come because, you know what? I may hear a word today that could change my life.
Yes.
So does a man think it. So is he. Now, this is something that's going to mess you up. And I'm going to talk about brainwashing. So my job today is I'm going to brainwash you. And I know you're saying brainwash. That sounds like taboo, right? Brainwashing. People have been brainwashing people for years. They've been brainwashing. The very way that you think today is because you've been brainwashed. Somebody told you something and told you enough to where it began to take hold. Brainwashing is also known as mind control. It's also coercion, persuasion, thought control. It's all these different words used to still say the same thing, brainwashing. You say, well, preacher, why would you want to brainwash us? Because I need to wash your brain of all that junk that's in it and get you to thinking like a God. And thinking like kings and queens, which is who you are. There's this test that was done with the dog where, with the bell curve in psychology, you ring the bell, you feed the dog. You ring the bell, you feed the dog. You ring the bell again, and you don't feed the dog, and he comes slobbing because he's used to the bell, meaning food. That's brainwashing. There's another study that was done on an animal where they would bring the food close to the dog, but they put him on a chain. But he couldn't get too far to it. So every time they bring the food out, he'd dash out to it, but he's right out of the reach of the food. So he keep pulling and pulling, and they say after 3 weeks of bringing that food out to that dog, they said within 3 weeks, normally 21 days, they said they bring the food out, the dog sit there. They move the food closer to him, he still sit there. The closer they slide the food, the more he back up, because he associate that food with something that choked him down. Brainwashing. Church, I'm afraid we've been brainwashed. We've been brainwashed with our slave mentality. You know, women, unfortunately, I have a mother myself, so this is no disrespect to women. But the biggest brainwashing that ever took place to black folks, males, came from women. And the reason it came from women is because white men made an example of the men in front of the women. So therefore, the woman did not want her son beat. He didn't want her son raped. So she will always make him self-serving. Amen to that. And therefore, the male would never look at people in the eyes, and they lost a little something because of the female slaves who didn't want the men to be taken away. Brainwashing. And I know you're saying, well, pastor or preacher, that's not the case. It is the case, and it's a proven fact that that's the case. That's why our black men are always incarcerated. That's why black men at alarming rates are in prisons and stuff. That's why black men are always harassed. Because if you knew who you were and whose you were, you would begin to think different. You begin to think like a king. I was just looking at some articles about Prince Charles and Harry when they were young kids and how they were growing up, and they would walk a certain way and they would put their hands in their pocket a certain way. They were taught to always be a person that's being served and never to be a servant. They were taught certain etiquettes of how you do certain things because they were royalty, and royalty is taught to a person. Y'all get what I'm saying today? And it was ironic that I had the privilege to be a part of one of the nicest weddings that I had personally been a part of. And in that wedding, my girls asked me some questions. And so I looked it up and even got pictures and stuff. Carmen and them asked me the question, maybe evident, which fork do you use? This was a 3 or 4 course meal. They had the 2 forks in front of the plates. They had the 2 forks on the side. They had the 2 spoons and the knife beside it. And I was just thinking, like, I really don't know. I've been to all these fancy places, but I don't even know the etiquettes of how to really eat a good meal. And so I looked it up. I said, what did you know? Because I wanted to know what's going on. And they said the 2 outer forks are the forks to use for your salads. You know, those are the salad forks. The 2 forks or the fork and the spoon in the front, those are the spoons and forks used for your dessert. And you basically work in. So when you get to your main course, the forks closer to you is what you eat your main course with. Y'all quiet. Etiquettes. You don't know how to eat if nobody ever taught you. Carmen had a friend to come over one day, and she was probably about 17 years old, and we was eating pork chops or something, and the little girl just looked, and I said, you looking like you can't cut this meat. She said, I don't know how. I said, what? She said, I don't know how. And I thought she was kidding, so I'm just showing her, my kids know how to, because we taught her. Church, I'm trying to show you that you thinking this stuff is very trivial, but there's a lot of things that people just don't know because nobody taught them. Nobody taught them. And when you think about the Bible and you think about Christ and Christ telling you that let this mind be in you that's in Christ Jesus, the mind of Christ was not a mind of a slave. It was a mind to be free. So I said, well, preacher, how did you come up with the name Church Without Walls? What's behind that name? Because every church have a name. Church Without Walls for me was a church with no limits. Taking the limits off. And I don't want to be a Baptist church, or Methodist church, or Presbyterian church. I don't even want to be more of a Pentecostal church. I want to be the church. I want to tear down these walls. I want us to be able to come in church and expect the move of God to take place. Expect healing to take place. If you want to shout, shout. If you want to speak in tongues, speak in tongues. If you want to lay hands on people, do it. We are tearing down these walls. But instead, we come to church to be entertained. Oh, the pastor sure didn't preach because he put on a show. Jesus said, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me because he has anointed me to do stuff. Nothing matters without the anointing. That's right. Church, if you want to think about brainwashing, look at our male kids today. They are being brainwashed into a lifestyle that's not conducive to what God would have it to be. People are pursuing these young people. They're smoking more weed than they ever smoked. They're drinking more than they ever drank. And they're having sex younger than they ever had. And we're sitting up here like nothing is going on. But something is going on. You got to pay attention to the signs. You have to pay attention to the things that are going on. Guy at work was telling me a little story that he went out and he was at this place where this young guy was, and this young guy had his pants down, and so he went over to the young fella and he asked him, he said, hey man, he said, you want to see my drawers? And the guy said, what? Do I want to see your drawers? Get away from me. What are you saying? And he was getting really agitated. He said, well, I don't want to see yours either. All right. See, church, we have to change the mindset of how we see ourselves. Some of us go in church and we think church is just all about a dollar. But you know what, people? The Bible says money answers all things. You will never have what you put your mouth on. I've never seen people in my life that are so dedicated to God but are so poor in my life. But they're in the church. They love the Lord, they bucking and they shout, and their bills are not being paid, and their credit is jacked up. But you love the Lord. He don't want you to live like that. The cattle laying to waste. We walk with our heads down like we ain't got nothing. And when you get something, you can't say nothing for the haters. Well, the hell with the haters. Who cares? Who give a damn? You shouldn't even care about that. But we do. We allow these people to cripple us. You can't do anything. You can't say anything. You can't be glad about anything for people hating on you. You buy cars and stuff and you hide it. You got clothes you can't even wear because you don't want them begging you for stuff. Church people. Mind. Change your mind. We get all emotional because you tell people, you know, we don't really want to tell them how we feel. Well, if it's my mom, I still have to tell her. If it's my dad, I still have to tell her. Well, God said, well, granddaddy told him, son, you ain't gonna never be that. He said he told granddaddy, you ain't gonna never be that. I said, wow. And people will look, we're talking about brainwash, so I'm trying to help you here. He said, well, man, you shouldn't disrespect them. The Bible says you shouldn't disrespect your neighbors. The Bible said, provoke not your children to wrath. So you're going to handle a man a certain way and you don't want him to say anything? That's that old slave mentality. And you know what you do when he don't do what you tell him to do and he grown? You want to beat him. First thing we mean to do when our boys don't do what we want them to do, they get a certain age. We want to beat them. Isn't that what the slave master did? They don't conform, I'm going to beat you. Is that right? That's right? And so we get into a world where you don't conform, you beat them. Wow. So now I associate beating to get what I want. That's why there's so much abuse going on in the world today. So much domestic violence. She don't want to be with you, I'll beat her. I'll make her stay. If I can't have you, nobody can. In church, here we are in the church and we shout and we go home into misery. Because we never elevated our game. We never elevated the way that we think. So does a man think it. So is he. I had to constantly correct my daughter on something. She struggled with math. I can't pass it. Never say you can't. When you begin to let that master you, will it come to you? Well, child, I can't do no English. Well, you can't do English. You just spoke it. Do y'all get what I'm saying? You are speaking these things. Well, you know that cold weather going to give you a cold. Cold weather ain't never gave you no cold. Cold's a borrow. But we speak that junk and we walk in that stuff. And every time it's cold, child, I'm getting a cold. And when it comes your way, I told you. Well, you spoke it on yourself. You spoke it on yourself. Well, man, everybody got dead. Everybody gonna die from some debt. And you ain't gonna, man, you can be debt free. Water bill and light bills are not debt. Those are things that you turn them off. You don't want it, turn it off. The Bible says, oh, no man nothing but to love him. Don't get a mentality that you always got to owe people. The Bible says the borrower is a slave to the lender. This is a mind thing. And when you treat your mind that I shall be a lender and not a borrower, you begin to elevate your mind and you begin to see things different. If God can truly do all things, why is it that we live so poorly? Barely can make it. We'll settle for anything. We'll live in a doghouse if we can get it cheap and free. That's our mentality. You will just take it cheap. Man, everything cheap ain't good. That's right. But we will because we're always trying to get over. The hustle mentality. We're always trying to advance our own selves off the back of somebody else's. We're always trying to manipulate. Oh, it's poor me. We ain't got much. We ain't got this. We ain't got that. Well, you'll never have it. What are you going to do about it? God said, Jesus came to, I come in the volume of the book that's written of me to do the Lord's will. When we begin to be about his business, he'll be about your business. But instead, our young people they just want to be cool and they just want to fit in. They fix themselves up for what the world wants them to be like. But they get in church and they're not interested. Nothing happens without God in your life. Nothing. Nothing. And then all young boys and stuff, and they'll soon be young men, and they're mimicking their daddy or their mother. What do you mean, preacher? Well, you know how they get them to the lie? The son tell them mama ain't home. Tell them daddy ain't home. And before you know it, you're teaching them to do things because you're brainwashed. So now when the bill collector called, instead of just telling them, I've been laid off, I've had hard times, he ain't home. She ain't home. Do y'all get what I'm telling you today? And the reason I'm telling you guys this today is because your church life can't go forward if your personal life keeps suffering. You are mind, soul, and spirit. They all have to work together. Man, you can be bucking in church and say, oh, we having a good time, and you leave out of here and your head hanging down because you know the life that you haven't lived. How can you get freedom? By trusting in God. By allowing God to truly lead your life. There's some of us who we make these nice posts about our lives and people like it, but I don't know if they read it. They like it. Because that's, I'm speaking of Facebook, because now Facebook is all about how many likes you get. They may not ever read it. They just click like because that's your ego, because that's brainwashing you to keep you doing it. But do they really read it? Because if you really read it and you put something weird at the bottom of it, or you say something incorrect, a person that read it say, hey, that ain't right. But see, we so brainwashed to just go along to get along. We're brainwashed in church that, well, we got all these people, but I want active members. I want 150 active members in this place. People that are doing something. People that say, you know what, preacher, I'm here to make a difference. I'm here because God has sent me here to make a change. Thinking like a God. Now, if I'm thinking like a God, when Jesus had to pay money, he told him to go get the money out the fish mouth. Why? Because a God said it's already there. All we need to do is get it. Thinking like a God said, if I need to cross over the sea, I can walk over on the water. Well, maybe you're not walking on the water, but you can certainly take a plane or a train or a bus or something to get where you need to be. Thinking like a king. And when you begin to think like a king, you will act like a king. You will treat yourself like a king. You will walk with your head up. There's certain etiquettes about yourself that you will do and certain things you won't do. Do y'all get what I'm telling you today? Thinking like a king. Your young boys, your young girls, you begin to teach them how to be young ladies. You have your girls don't sit like boys. They cross their legs. There's certain etiquettes about it. And I was sitting went to the gas station to get gas, and here's this young girl out here pumping gas, and this guy sitting up in the passenger seat on his phone. And I wanted so bad to tell him, y'all got this wrong. Get out of that car and pump this gas for her. You should not be doing it. Thinking, man, like a king. I was on the phone. Felicia pulled up to the pump. I say, I got to go. I got to pump this gas for her. Thinking like a God. Why? Because when you begin to think like it, people will treat you the way you allow them to treat you. And you will never have nothing if you always be quiet. See, some of us, you expect people going to just do the right thing. No, they're not. They're not going to do the right thing. Some people, you have to tell what to do. You have to tell a man how to treat you. If he don't treat you right, you have to correct his behavior every single time until you get the behavior. Y'all ain't talking to me today. You know certain things you don't accept. No, ain't no need to running up on me. That's it. I'm done with you. I don't need you. That's it. My child was in a little relationship with God said, I'm going to be whatever. And she said, all right, come on. And he came over and next thing I know, she had punched him. And I got a call about it. I said, she probably hit him. He said, hi. I said, oh yeah. Because she thinking like a queen. You ain't finna do nothing here. That ain't happening. Y'all get what I'm telling you today? And I know you in church, but so much go on outside of the church, but nobody want to talk about it. How do they treat you? Man, for the most part, she'll tell you, I always open the door and allow her to walk in. Unless it's probably in the house, if you're going to hit somebody, you want to hit you first, right? Where she can run. But it's always a level of etiquette of how you treat people. It's the same way in the body of Christ. There's a certain way that you act that because you're a believer. Do y'all get what I'm telling you? You don't order water and get tea when you're a believer because it's not right. So you rather pay for it and don't get it. Believers don't change tags. And you changing tags in cheap stores too. We don't do that. If we can't afford it, we don't get it. Is that right? I'm just trying to get you to think differently. The Bible says, so does a man thinketh, so is he. How do you think? How do you really think about yourself? How do you really see yourself? I mean, all women wear blonde wigs, red wigs. Saw a girl with a white wig on at work. I was like, man, yellow wigs, purple wigs. That's how you see yourself? I mean, you look like a clown to me. That's what I thought you was trying to portray. I've never seen anything quite like it. But we do. Why do we do that? For self-esteem. You don't even like yourself. You don't. You look in the mirror and all you do is find faults. You do, oh, my nose too big, my lips too thin, my teeth too crooked, my teeth ain't white, this and that, and all you do is complain about who you are instead of loving who you are. Man. You don't want crooked teeth, get some braces. You don't want yellow teeth, get them bleached. Huh? I'm just saying, you can correct. Some things can be easily corrected. But instead, we want to put on a disguise. Years ago, there was a movie called I'm Gonna Get You Supper with the Wayans brothers in it. He brought home this woman and she looked good on the outside. And when he got her home, she sit on the bed, she popped off her leg. She took off her wig. Huh? And you're like, oh my God. And he took off. See, some of us, man, we're imposters. We're saying, man, I'm saved, and you don't act like you're saved when you're at the club. I mean, bitter water and sweet water don't come out of the same fountain. And this is very controversial because my Christian brothers and sisters get offended. I mean, you do what you want to do, but I'm just saying that if any man be in Christ, he's a new creature. Brother George, there's certain things I shouldn't say to you, certain things I shouldn't do, certain places I shouldn't go. Why? Because I'm in Christ. And if I'm still doing what I was doing, then I may not be born again. And when you begin to challenge people on it, they begin to get offended. How dare you judge me? That's what they're going to say, right? You judging me. You don't need to judge me. The Bible says the saints can judge all things. You know the difference between apples and bananas, right? So when you go somewhere and you buying apples, he's selling you bananas, you ain't buying that. That's not what I'm looking for. And we're looking for people that are real and no deal. We're looking for people that is going to stand firm and be really affirmed in who they are, that I am the righteous of God through Christ Jesus. I'm better than anything you ever seen because I am somebody. Uh-oh. Everybody wants Jesus to do it for them. Jesus ain't doing nothing for you. You're going to do it yourself. When he died on the cross, he said it's finished. I mean, that people think that's blaspheming. It's not blaspheming. He said, he said, I, talking about me, can do all things through him. You got to do it. But you waiting on God to do it for you. Girl, God gonna send me a job. Well, they don't call me, you ain't fill out no application. And when he do send you a job, I don't want that. You go down to Walmart, they in bad shape. You say, hey, come on home and cut the grass. No, that's all right. Answer them. And they just stuffing their pockets full of money, and you just sitting up here just handing it to them. They don't really want to work. It's on your mind. Why? Because you feel sorry for them. The Bible said the poor be with you always. Huh? I know you feel sorry for them. Man, ain't nothing worse than to go on a Sunday. You got your Sunday best on and these folks out here and you won't get that money, you feel like a hypocrite. And they want you to. Y'all think I'm kidding. I'm trying to help you. Huh? Bible said pray about all things. You know what the situation is, right? Man, and some people got an eye to spot people who are just bluffing and just manipulating. They can tell, man. It's just something about them. I don't know if it's certain signs they give off or certain auras that they present, but they can tell when they being hustled by somebody. You always being hustled by people, and you so naive. The Bible says that the children of the world are more wicked and wiser than the people of faith. They hustle you all the time. Well, mama, I'm going to do such and such. They ain't going to do it in a man in the moon. And you believe that. The Bible said, try the spirit and know whether or not it is of God. That's what the word say, right? I'm trying to help you with your mind, right? So when people come at you with this foolishness, try it by the Spirit. And then when they don't get what they want, how quick will they cuss you out? Some people don't get what they want. They'll be saying, I'm saved, and next thing they be telling you they want to kill you. You ain't no this. All you got to do is offend them. Anger is the wind that blows the mind. I can tell, if me and you tight, let's just disagree. Let's see if we fall out. That's how we'll tell. Plenty of times people leave when you correct them because they don't want to be corrected. And when you begin to tell them that that is wrong, they'll get offended by it. That's what happened with John the Baptist when he told the king that you shouldn't be sleeping with your brother's wife, and he had him killed. People don't want to be corrected. It's my life. I can do what I want to do. And don't nobody, it ain't nobody's business but my own. Your business is God's business. Amen. If you're going to represent the kingdom. So ladies, when you got these boyfriends and you allow him, as my mom would say, get the milk without getting the cow, you think he's going to stay? He's going to move on somewhere else. Because you've lowered your standards. You've allowed this to take place. And it's the same way with us men. You know, when you begin to make yourself a predator at these young ladies and stuff, what do you expect? Then you have a daughter, then you offended. All right. How do you think? Some of us come to church and we think that, well, the church owes us something. Some of us come to church and we say, well, I'm not giving that preacher my money. I ain't giving them nothing. I ain't got no money to give that church. Some of us come to church and we say, man, I'm glad to be here. I want to contribute toward what God is doing. The Bible said that the Spirit of the Lord came upon Elijah and he outran a chariot. That's what the word said. The Bible said the Spirit of God came upon Elijah and an axe that fell off in the water. And he took a stick and waved it around, the axe floated back up. The Spirit of the Lord came upon this man that a young man had died, and he brought him back to life. Isn't that the kind of church we really want? We talk about it, we hear about it. Where is it? What about the people that are lunatics? What about the people that are having mental problems and really need help? Where are we as a church? I know we're throwing money to different things, but where are we not praying for them? Why are we not telling them truth? Real truth is tough because nobody wants to be corrected. Nobody wants to feel that what they're doing is wrong. When you begin to think like God, you begin to have a kingdom mindset. He said, let thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So there's nothing can limit me. I am somebody. And then you begin to gain some momentum. And when you begin to gain momentum, people are going to say that you're arrogant. When you begin to quit allowing people to put you down, look at you, girl, you think you're something. You are something. You are somebody. When you begin to gain momentum, you don't tell them to tell you the price. You tell them your price because you know your worth. When you know who you are in Christ Jesus. When you begin to gain momentum, you begin to say I'm the head and not the tail, and you begin to expect people to treat you the way you should be treated. Because you're royalty. But you have to think like it. You have to think like it. I was thinking about waiters. You know, people say, well, wait on the Lord. Y'all heard that, right? What do real waiters do? What do they do? Waiters. What do they really do? A waiter. What do they really do? A waiter don't wait just sitting. A waiter serves. A waiter serves, right? Go anywhere that you call them a waiter, they serve. If you waiting, you ought to be served. Different way of thinking, right? You a waiter, you serve. You serve until your time comes because you're waiting on someone else because you the labor want them to serve you. But no, in your mind, wait, don't just sit back and wait on God. He gonna do it. He gonna fix it. And then it don't get fixed. And then you die in poverty. Huh? Church, you don't get what I'm telling you. You say, well, why am I making so many illusions about poverty? Because that's what's killing us. That's our story. The projects are full of black folks who go in church all their lives, been in church all their lives. Why are we still there? Well, nobody ever told you can come up because you figure you can get over. I like $50 rent too. Who pay $50 and live in an apartment. We all like that. But what does that cost you? I'll tell you what it costs you. The father of your children can't even stay in the house with his kids. If you're there, you can't stay here. It breaks your home. Even if you try to make it and you got him in the house and, well, cut off your food stamps. If he's in the house, they cut off your all kids, whatever that is, to help your children. Now you don't have insurance. They broke you down so bad that you said, well, you got to go because I got to keep these benefits. You guys what? Never knowing that he or you can get a good job that'll give you benefits. You can make some money where you can pay rent to own your own house. You can reverse this if you would just allow God to speak to you and change your way of thinking. But no, it's easy to sit back on the system. And I'm not talking about people on the system. I'm just showing you how it's the mindset. Because once you get something from Caesar, he begins to rule over you. And now we got tax time coming up. And you're doing your taxes. How much did you give to your church or whatever? Oh, I gave 10%. Did you really? Oh, you really gave 10%? Oh, yeah, I gave it this, shared and I gave it that. See, we'll do all kind of stuff to get $1. Not me. I won't compromise myself for $1. Well, I sleep great at night knowing that I've done things the right way. It doesn't always work out for me as it seems on the surface, but it works out for me mentally because I can go to bed and not worry about it. I don't worry about letters from the IRS. We audited you because you did this and you didn't do that, because you try to live a life that's right. And some of us, when you're doing things that are wrong, you always in the back of your mind wondering, when is this going to come back on me? We're believers. We're people that trust God. The cattle on 1,000 years is here. The Lord is my shepherd. You know how we can be real spiritual on a Sunday, but Monday, man, we can change like Jekyll and Hyde. You look at your church. You look at the people coming to church. People are coming to church for something different. People are coming to church for something different because they see that what they're doing is not working. It is not working. Just because you get all super excited, that is not working. When I'm struggling, it's not working. Our men are being lost to the world at a learned race. Men, young men. Women might be also, but certainly men. And the reason why it's so sad, because we're right here in the church and we're allowing it to happen. We're allowing it to happen. And in closing, what happened to the day that we would get to church early and we would pray? What happened to them days? Instead, we get to church and we talk and we carry on conversations. What happened to the days that we come in and we pray? We pray because we need his presence. We pray because, man, I had a tough night. My cousin died, or my friend got killed, or something happened, or my children acting up. Prayer. Prayer is the thing you do the least in church. I think this Sister Shonda, you led her in prayer. It couldn't be much more than a minute and a half because y'all was sitting down quick. Prayer. If you begin to pray, people are like, man, the kids get to roll their eyes, cutting their eyes at you. Huh? Man, when you gonna sit down? Prayer. What's wrong with praying? Man, you ought to go in your house sometime, just pray. It should be so commonplace that your kids see you pray. Church, sometime in life, nothing changes if you won't pray. The Bible said that if my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, then will I hear from heaven and heal their land. Huh? Then will I hear from heaven, and heal their land. You have to pray. That's Chronicles, Old Testament stuff about prayer. This is what preacher, I don't have to pray. Well, you better build, you have to depart yourself from food. Huh? We all got to pray. Huh? We all should pray. But do we pray? So, when I say think like a God, Jesus said, let the mind be in you. Well, the scripture said, let the mind be in you. That was also in Christ, Jesus. As you get older, And most of us get in our 40s and 50s, some maybe 60s or close to 70, maybe close. But as you get older, things begin to change. What you thought was important ain't so important. And the more you live, the more death begins to knock on your door. Huh? You're going to wake up one day, and we pray this don't happen, but if it does, don't be surprised. You're going to wake up one day, and you'll feel a little catch you ain't never felt before. What that is? It never bothered me. A little knee, you've been walking and running all the time, and all of a sudden, little knee be tight. You're like, man, I ain't never had no problems with my knee. Lower back may be a little tight. Things will begin to change on you. Don't be alarmed now. Maybe this won't happen to you now. I'm just, maybe it won't. But if it do happen, I'm just trying to tell you what it might be. All right. It just means you get a little older. Not that you're dying. It just means you're getting a little older. And when you get a little older, you begin to think a little different. When you get a little older, things you used to run to, I'll walk to. When you get a little older, you know how when you're young, you want to drive fast. When you get older, you want to drive slow, because you want to take in everything. Man, I missed that. I didn't even know that was over there because you've been driving too fast. But you get a little older, life slow down. You want to look at things. Man, you get a little older, you begin to eat a little slower. You know you're young, you gobble it on up, you don't even know if you tasted it. But when you get a little older, you want to taste everything. Oh, that show is good. Oh, that coffee good. You ain't in no rush anymore, because you're getting a little older. And I'm just showing you, church, that when you begin to get a little older in Christ, you begin to sit back and see him in all kind of stuff. You begin to see God in everything. You begin to see him in the good and the bad. You begin to say all things work together for the good of those called according to his purpose. You don't get offended. You know that this too shall pass. You don't care what come your way. It'll pass. Because you got the mind of Christ. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Sure, it'll form, but it won't prosper. You begin to get a new mind, a new attitude. You begin to see things in a different way. And then you begin to laugh at stuff that you used to cry about. You begin to shout at things that you used to hold your head out about. Why? Because this too shall pass. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Amen. 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 It shall pass. Let us stand if you don't mind. This too shall pass. Father, we thank you right now. We thank you for your glory. Thank you for your spirit. I feel your presence in this place today. Lord, thank you for renewing our mind. Lord, we repent for slave mentality. We repent for people that are not trusting in you, for being a doubter. We repent, Lord, for being a hater. We repent, Lord, for being a person that's contrary to your will, being negative.